how do we see those signs? Like, what are the signs that show you you're on the pathway to drifting apart? Because sometimes it just comes and you're like, hey, I don't remember the last time I laughed at this guy's jokes, you know? I don't remember the last time, you know, she made me a meal or she made something exclusively just about us. I feel like this thing kind of just creeps in.
One of the biggest problems in marriages is the lack of evolution. Because remember, even though you got married with skeletons, with wounds, with traumas, whatever it is, the honeymoon phase can hide them.
Yeah.
But as the marriage grows older, it begins to become a question. As I'm saying, there's always an insecurity in the marriage. There's always a person who maybe thinks that they're not maybe good enough. They're not interesting enough. They're not funny enough.
What is one thing that a couple can do? Is it just like, okay, I forgive you. I don't even know what I'm forgiving, but I'm just cleaning my slate. I'm cleaning yours.
We have to go back to the issue of the ex. How many people are willing to say, I gave my ex my car? This is a lady saying, I gave my ex my car. He went and carried slay queens in the car. Now I've met another man.
There's no way.
I'll still give him the car. Because I believe he's different.
So right from the get-go.
You see?
We are closing the gap right from the beginning.
Children would love to watch TV more than play outside because the TV doesn't demand. They'll sit at the TV, won't demand. Yeah. My phone does not demand. Yeah. And that's why if people, there's no power, you see people in the house are stressed. There's no electricity. Why? Because
how did we survive?
There's a demand now. We have to talk as a family. We have to have fun as a family now.
The Wi-Fi is not
the Wi-Fi is not working. There's a demand now. I'll be demanded. And I don't want to be demanded. I'm okay not being demanded. That's the danger. Hello, Mrs. Salamba.
Hello, Mr. Salamba. Welcome. It's always a good time and never a dull moment.
Yes, I was waiting for you to say that. Then we start officially.
Start. I'm happy to be here today.
Yes.
What are we discussing?
Many things.
As usual.
We're discussing me. Today, let's look at something I think that is interesting in its own way. You talked about transitions, you talked about evolutions in marriage transitions. Last week, you touched something about a bit of trauma here and there, how we choose. But also to look at something interesting today. You know, at times, couples come to a place where there's a concept called being together apart, where each one in the marriage is supposed to have their own individual identity as the marriage grows on and goes on and goes on. Then there's the other flip side of it, whereby a couple can be together, but they are growing so far apart. And it reminds me of a conversation I had once with one of my clients telling me that she's at a place with her husband where they just have to make a deliberate choice to be cordial. But basically they have nothing to talk about. And she told me, you know, she's at a place where she's thinking now, I'm trying to say this without saying it badly, but she's thinking of, okay, am I allowed at this point to look for a man outside there who I can just be talking to, who I can just have as a friend? Because right now, we just talk about what needs to be done. There are a couple getting together, but they drift and they grow apart and they grow apart and they grow apart. I think there used to be jokes many years ago whereby they say that if you see a couple in the car talking, those ones are newlyweds or they are dating. But if you see a couple in the car quiet, then they have been married. For a while. So to look at that where the conversation stops, the camaraderie stops, the drifting happens, yet they are together daily.
I think it's a very dangerous ground to start walking when you're in that space where you're sharing life together, you're sharing marriage, you know, you're sharing the good times, you're sharing the bad times, and then slowly the laughter reduces, slowly, you know, each person is in their own corner. Slowly, new things are happening to one person, and maybe the other partner is not exposed to. Like, it just comes very, very slowly. And I think most couples get into that space unintentionally. Like, you didn't even know at what point, the tables turned. You didn't even know at what point your partner stopped making you happy. Not that that's their sole responsibility, but you don't even know at what point the conversation stopped being rich, that their company stopped being enjoyable. It's like something that just creeps in. And I think it's good for us to even see what are those signs, in the early stages. When you see it in your marriage, then alarm bells should start ringing, and both of you should come together and say, okay, I've noticed ABCD. How do we fix it? How do we remedy it before we walk down that path and get to the place where we just don't know each other? We just don't know how to come into that space where we're connecting, where we love each other, where we are laughing, where we're genuinely enjoying each other's company. So maybe a good place to start would be, how do we see those signs? Like, what are the signs that show you're on the pathway to drifting apart? Because sometimes it just comes and you're like, hey, I don't remember the last time I laughed at this guy's jokes, I don't remember the last time, she made me a meal, or she made something exclusively just about us. I feel like this thing kind of just creeps in. What are the signs?
I think first things first, you have to look at the seasons of the marriage. I think the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems in marriage, I believe, maybe I'll do a book one time to talk about the biggest problems in marriages. One of the biggest problems in marriages is the lack of evolution. We don't evolve.
Yeah.
And the problem with evolution is that evolution is, if you don't deliberately evolve, what's the opposite of evolve?
Stagnate.
And when you go backwards, you revolve.
You go into remission.
You revolve. Because at times, actually, we don't, because marriage is so funny. Marriage is not static. And that's the weirdest thing about marriage. Marriage is not static. It's like faith.
Yeah.
Our walk with God is not static. Marriage is not static. And the only thing that kind of has a level of technical, you can call it a bit static, is almost parenting. Because parenting, kind of the rules are set very early and you kind of change a few things.
Yeah.
But in essence, marriage is not static. And I think as marriages grow, couples also, because now we're not deliberate to evolve as time goes by, what happens is that we quickly begin to evolve the opposite direction. I thought about, is it to devolve? Yeah, when you begin, you are changing, but the change you are changing to is not progressive in terms of,
regressive.
Yeah, it's taking the marriage backwards. I think the first thing to look at is the seasons. I think the seasons of marriage are dangerous because the seasons of marriage also create opportunity for the marriage not to grow, not to grow together. The seasons of the marriage help the individual in the marriage to grow separately. It makes me grow by myself, makes you grow by yourself. And so the more you find that you've got less things that are coming together. I once, when I was doing the show on radio many years ago, we were talking a discussion and said that at times one of the biggest blessings for a couple is 2 cars. But at times the worst thing to happen to a couple is 2 cars. Yeah. So and there's a man who, I remember, called in the radio and said that, you know what, my marriage was good until my wife got a car. Now I don't even know. Yeah. And the man was saying, nowadays I used to go home early because I used to pick her up to go home. Now because she can get home by herself, I found myself now I don't have to come home early. So I can do my things. And in the process, she began doing her things. And in the process, we were all doing our own things. Yeah. So I think to know the seasons as we change. Yeah.
And I think that also rings true in our marriage. For the longest time, you would come and pick me up, we'd be in the same car, laughing or not, issue or not, drama or not, disagreements or not. There's that one car that you're both in, you have to share. At some point, someone has to say something. At some point, being in that same space would bring something out into the open for the couple to talk about. So seasons are very important. I think seasons go hand in hand with transitions, the different transitions.
Yeah.
So as a married couple, I guess it's in those transitions. Maybe someone's got a new job, or someone has been fired, right? Someone has a new hobby, something that they've picked up that they're very interested in, and maybe the other partner is not very, interested in that thing. There's just those different changes that happen within the marriage where both partners just have to be awake. Like, we have to be awake within the transitions, within the different seasons, to pick up those changes. It could be a different way in which they talk, a different way in which they approach you, that almost kind of puts you off. When you start feeling that, you're uncomfortable, or I don't really like the way this transition is taking me. I don't really like the tone in which he spoke. Ever since that thing happened, this has been the consequence. This has been the pattern in our marriage. And it's to look for those changes in, character, in attitude, in the relationship, the language of the relationship. When you pick up on those changes, then that's a moment for you to sit down with your partner and say, okay, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening in this season, and how can I support? Can I support you?
But do you also look at the fact that in marriage there's also, because you can also be running, yet you're in the marriage. Because some marriages have got runners. The people who are they are runners. And marriages naturally have got someone running, either someone running after another, or someone running away from another, or people running towards each other. But at the end of the day, a marriage has got a runner.
Yeah.
And at times you don't think about what is the running. And what are we running away from? As you said, yes, there's this transition, there is this, but there are things that come about that facilitate the running. You get? I'll give an example. When I think you've seen these memes that come about, a long time ago, people would go and sit. Our family would sit and I remember when we used to go up country, there was no power, there's nothing, and we would sit and play and talk and talk and talk. I remember the time when we were growing up, and we had a problem with power. The days that Kina Power would come and disconnect power from the pole for the whole Nini. And I remember we had no power for almost a month.
Yeah.
And it was during the whole holidays.
Oh boy.
And me and my brothers, we sat and we took a big board, very big board, and one of my brothers was very good at drawing. So he was drawing, and we came up with an idea of a game, and we played. We actually made a board game. Yeah.
Wow.
And we would play that game from morning. It was a long game. We'd play, eat lunch, come back, play, eat lunch, come back, play. In the process, we begin to learn and know each other game. We did so many things together in that time, which was very interesting. When the power was reconnected, now, again, based on how things were then, we would all be watching maybe the same thing on TV. My brother would go get a movie, we sit, we watch, all of us. Now, that's not really the case. Now, I can watch my movie on my phone.
Yeah.
You can watch your movie on your phone. You see? So, at the end of the day, we find that we have all found in marriages places to run to. And the moment we begin to run to things and we begin to run away from each other, then as transitions are taking place in marriage, transitions require the adaptation of running back to each other. Yes. But now transitions are making us run away from each other. And at times we're running away from each other. At times you run hoping the other person will run after you, and they don't. They think you're running away from them, so they also run the other direction.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, a marriage has got runners.
Yeah.
And I think why we come to a place where we stop having good time and talking and all those things is because we never sit and ask, as the changes are happening in marriage, are we running? Are we still running? Yeah, are we still running? Did money give me a chance to run? Yeah, did me not having a job give me a chance to run? Because, I can also sit and say, I have so much work to do. I'm so busy at work, I have so much work to do. In truth, what I'm saying is that I am running from the responsibility of being a husband. I'm running from where you need me. You see, I am running from it, but I'll say there's a lot of work, or I'm building a house right now, or I'm doing all these things. But why is it that statistically, many couples, whenever the couples are going through high stress, is when there's the highest affair rate? Statistics.
Yeah. Okay, so I like that point that you just made about running, and I kind of want to understand better why someone would run from their marriage. In what ways do couples run from their marriages? Like, how do I know that my partner is running away from the responsibility or the love from the platform that we've created in the marriage? Or how do I see it in myself also?
Yeah, because the funny thing about life is that all of us are married to runners, and we are runners ourselves. Yeah, there's the funny thing that no one is ever still in marriage. Someone is always running, and one of the things that makes us run is the reality of the demand, because many people don't have the emotional capacity to give that which it needs to be given. And it's very few times you have someone having the courage to say, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be. I don't know how to be. I think that's the best word. I don't know how to be, ... but I don't know how to be. And I'm willing to take time to know how to be. You don't hear someone saying that. Or someone will just choose to run. Yeah. So very few human beings come back and say, but I don't know what to do. It's only the workplace that someone says, okay, I don't know how to get this done, or I'll go do something else. But in a relationship, because there's a demand on this woman, there's a demand on this man, we run. We run to the children. Yeah. Run to the children. All the children need this. All the babies need this.
So everything within you is just steered towards the children.
The children.
Or toward anything else apart from
the
marriage.
Yeah.
So it could be work.
It could be work. It could be the gym.
Project.
It could be a project. It could be, it could be fasting and prayer. It could be anything.
Wow.
The only thing that running gives me in a marriage a reasonable reason to abscond duty.
Okay. Yeah. So marriage now has become a duty.
Yeah, because you're talking about being together but drifting apart. And drifting apart is where the marriage has become dutiful. It's no longer beautiful. It's now dutiful. I'm now doing the duty that I need to do. Yeah. So a dutiful marriage is basically when the running has reached its peak. Because from the moment a couple say I do, someone is running. The moment they say I do, someone is running. Even the marriage itself, maybe someone running. The moment someone and a man and a woman are meeting on the altar before their pastor, before their priest, before whoever they are meeting in front of, they are running.
We were running.
We were running.
What were we running?
We were running.
What was I running for?
We were running.
I don't think I was running.
We were running.
Running toward each other, or?
You see, that's normally the thing is that we think that when we run towards each other, it's good. But running towards each other is not good, because you're running towards each other at different speeds. There's a potential of an accident.
Is it the speed, or is it the intention, like the driving force behind that running together? Because some people run towards each other because they have trauma in their past.
You see, they
have debt, they have poverty, they have some. Yes.
They're running from.
But they're running to the other person. But the motivation is not to love them, to serve them, to grow in relationship, in intimacy. The motivation is
to run from.
Yeah. So does that impact upon how the marriage develops, how the marriage unfolds? If it's a negative force that's pushing you towards that person?
It can be a negative force. It can be I'll even give another example, which might sound good as well. There's a certain people like now I use the word love bombing. You can also have a partner who's running towards you at full speed, but they're love bombing you.
Yeah.
But they're running to you because they are running from rejection. They are running from the fear of being alone. They are running from abandonment.
Yeah.
They are anxious that you may think they are not good enough. They are running towards you because I'm running towards you. Let us hold hands. Let's go for this thing together. Let's do they are love bombing, not because they are thinking, like I think we said last week, but a couple whereby a couple don't, let me go wild. A couple don't have sex because they enjoy intimacy. They're having sex because they're afraid of an affair. You see? Yeah. So someone is saying that if I don't have sexual intimacy with my spouse, they'll cheat. You see, I am running from something. But in the process, I'll be telling you, okay, come, let's anywhere. But it's not really there anywhere. So it looks like I'm running to you, but the truth is I'm trying to run from a fear. I'm thinking that if I do all these things, then automatically I'm going to protect my marriage from something. And so from the moment a couple says I do, there are those who are running away from family shame. There are those who are running away from a bad relationship.
Yeah.
There are those who are running away from a past trauma. There are those who are running away from the thing that they failed before. I failed in my previous relationship, I'm not going to fail now. There are those who are running away from being single mothers. There are those who are running away from being...
But does the end justify the means?
in marriage, no.
It doesn't.
Marriage
but
doesn't.
why? Like, I always wonder, like, just that example that you gave, that one partner is very pro-sex and she or he is using that as a tool to secure the marriage. So it's coming from a fear point that's pushing her to do all these things. But at the same time, the end result is that box is being, ticked. They're constantly coming together in intimacy. The intimacy is alive in the marriage. But then, at the end of the day, it still does not always, more often than not, that thing that you feared still happens in that situation.
Because every relationship has got an aftershock. And that's the thing we always have to know, that every relationship has got an aftershock. And the aftershock of a relationship is not what is presented on the table. It is what supports the table.
Okay.
And in a marriage, that is the strongest thing. What supports the table is always stronger than the table. You see? So, I was in a counseling session once where we have digressed a bit. We have not got into the discussions yet, but I digressed a bit. Where there was a lady who was very angry with her husband, and she sat at the edge of the chair like this, and she was hitting him on the thigh, asking him, why don't you have sex with me? What's wrong with you? What kind of, and she went off. What is she doing? You see, you would sit back and think, okay, this is a lady who wants to have sex with her husband, but that is what the table.
Yeah.
What is supporting the table is her insecurity. Is her insecurity that if he's not sleeping with me, then he's sleeping with someone else. So the husband is not been given the chance or the room to desire her. You see, she's not giving him the chance to desire.
She's demanding it.
Desire has been taken away. Yes, eat.
Yeah.
You know, our child is open from them. Eat the food, the food. So the guy comes to a place now. It becomes duty now. He no longer desires the wife now. It's duty, because also he doesn't feel desired. He feels demanded. And you see, whenever there's a demand in marriage, demand is what shakes. Demand is what makes someone say, let me go play golf.
Yeah. It
because,
fuels that drifting away.
Yeah, because there's something here. You need something. You are demanding something that I have no capacity to give right now. But you are not willing to listen that I can't give right now. And so I'd rather be busy. I'd rather say I'm building my mother a house. I'd rather say I'm doing my master's. I'd rather say I'm changing the kids' diapers. I've been with the children the whole day. The children are very demanding. It's very busy running this house. I've cooked. I've done everything I do. In truth, I'm saying that you are demanding me to be in a particular way as your wife, and I don't have the capacity to do that. But I'd rather hide and say the children. It's a lot of work. Raising kids is a lot of work. Doing their homework. It's a lot of. I need support in doing homework. I need support. But in truth, is that I'm running away from something. But I'm running away. And so over time, what that does is it creates a pattern, because if you get away with something today, you are more likely to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. And, it goes back to how we started discussing initially, Like it's almost as though it creeps up on the marriage. You don't usually see that drifting apart happening. It's like slowly the habits, the patterns, you're accommodating your partner. Okay, I understand it's a very busy season at the office. Let's give this 2 weeks. The 2 weeks turn into a month. The month turns into 3 months. Before you know it, it's like 6 months, and you have not shared a moment of really true, honest, transparent intimacy with your partner. So what are the markers? Like, maybe I can see it in you, I can see it in the marriage. Like, I can feel that lack of intimacy happening. How do I ring the alarm? How do I come to the table and say, okay, my husband, this is what I've noticed. Where are we going with this? So how can I support? Or how do you approach your partner to tell them that you're just seeing within the marriage that both of you are not on the same page?
Do you know one of the hardest questions ever asked in marriage?
What is that?
One of the hardest questions ever asked in marriage is, how do I support? I think I think that question has a password in marriage. And I think the person who has the password was buried.
Okay.
And the one who buried them died.
So we should never try to...
No, actually, I'm just saying that question disappeared in marriages. It's easier for someone to force and say, I'm sorry. And say to them, okay, I'm sorry. It's easier to say, we disagree to agree. 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's easier to say that thing. But I'm saying that statement in a marriage is in a movie how you open a box in a waka. The question of how do I think there are people who, if their spouses ask them, how do I support you?
Yeah.
They'd actually glitch.
Yeah.
What about a circuit? Because it is a question that disappears because it is a very selfless question. And because a marriage is full of runners, a marriage has very many selfish people. It's a question of high selflessness. Yeah. And it's difficult because of past experiences to find people with that level of selflessness. And the funny statistic, this might not make some people happy, but the funny statistic is that marriages where a couple that has history of, let me say what, if you find a man who he married the first woman he fell in love with, or a woman who married the first man she fell in love with, have a higher chance of asking that question. A marriage that has got a person who has had previous relationships, they might not have been sexual, but previous relationships, heartbreaks and disappointments along the way that have supported their case of asking, how do I support you? That question, is the one who took it. The moment they said I do, that is one question they say, I do not.
Yeah.
If that one is hidden, buried, then the person died.
Yeah.
The one that one goes because it's easier, and that's why you find that when someone asks, can I support you? Is someone saying that I'm willing to, how do I support you? Saying that I'm willing to, isn't the demand that I'm having on you right now, to try and understand what you're dealing with and where you are right now, that I can be of use to you, that in the process, in due time, you will be able to still stay connected. But what happens? You'd hear this, maybe this man saying, I was there, I was building the house, I was paying school fees, I was doing all the bills, and in all these things, she still wanted me to appear there and be romantic and be what, and maybe the guy is there, is thinking, I just need someone to tell me you're doing good.
Yeah.
I just need someone to tell me, by the way, I'm fine. That 500K you gave me, I've booked for us a holiday. Let's go somewhere for a few days. I'm looking for someone to do that. But see, I'm being told you're not spending time with the kids. You're not being seen at home. This man is coming home, I don't see you. I don't feel like there's a woman in this house. This house, like there's no wife here.
I almost feel like then a lot of couples are like in this survival mode.
Dutiful marriage, not beautiful.
Yeah. You're trying to survive that dutiful marriage. You're trying to tick all the boxes when you can, even when you can, because half the time you're just trying to survive your own life, Like in the scenario of someone who's running away from an abusive childhood or, poverty, he or she has met someone who's like, doing well, is well established. You're running away from that. You've been in survival mode for so long, and then you come into the marriage, but still you're not able to cut off that mentality. because we carry so much. It sounds a bit of cliche, but we carry so much from our past, even unconsciously. There's like little memories that have been stamped into our soul, into our spirit, into our mind that we just can't break out of. So you can be in a marriage, but all the things you used to do before, that's self-survive, that's selfishness, that's self-interest, is very much prime and core to the marriage. And that is killing our marriages because we're just not able to shake off the traumas of our past.
Yeah, I think we can, because if you look at, and let's call it second-hand smoke, for the sake of the discussion.
Yeah.
Because we can talk about childhood trauma in one box.
Yeah.
But childhood trauma made me hook up with this girl when I was 21, who maybe gave me character development. So my childhood trauma led me to this particular person. Now, here's the thing, and this is the gap. After this particular person, the scars they left me with and the drama we had led me to another person. Right? So, because statistically, I mean, we are doing the averages here. So, we are on a second person.
Yeah.
When I'm on this second person, again, it goes off, it does whatever. It's a difficult thing, I let go. Now, maybe I go through a whole journey of being born again and being healed, and the Lord is Lord in my life. Hallelujah, glory, hallelujah. I forgive my ex. I forgive my other ex. But here's the thing. My ex taught me something about relationships.
Good or bad?
Yeah, I have a lesson from my ex. That lesson from my ex is the thing that many couples don't look at. It's the blind to why couples grow apart.
Yeah.
It's the blind. Because the thing that this person took away, they took away from you the dream that relationships are good.
They
took away
an
because
ex because it didn't work out. Yeah.
So they took away the part that relationships actually can be good. They took away the part that if you invest in a relationship, you'll get good results. They took away that. They robbed you of that because you invested and didn't get good results. So you have got history that I bought land and the land failed.
Yeah.
That memory is very powerful. You may have healed of the trauma, but you have not forgone the behavior that you developed from there.
Yeah, I think we underestimate just how much we carry. Those scars of war.
Oh, scars of war, leave them alone. And so you find that because it was in my first relationship, maybe I was very reconciliatory.
Yeah.
I was willing to sit down and have discussions and be willing to let's
No
work
one is
this
sleeping
out.
until we have resolved this.
Yeah, but suddenly no. I came to learn. I can actually I tried and didn't work.
Yeah.
So I've done. So what happens that now, because of the chain of thoughts and the thing I change, what do I do? Is that when you do something, my brain already knows. If a woman talks to me like this, I normally respond like this. That is how I was able to self-preserve last time. So I'll self-preserve. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to budge. I'm doing things she's not seeing. I did this for my ex. I used to wash her feet. I used to carry her on my back. I used to braid her hair. I used to do all those things for her. She still ended up being a viper. So at the end of it all, I know the outcome. I know where this thing normally ends. So because I know where it normally ends, I'm not going to put myself in a position where it's like people who believe that they're going to. Someone who believes, for example, a relationship will end, don't invest. Those who think that a marriage will end don't invest as much.
Yeah.
Those who think that they lose a job don't work as much.
I also think about the emotional capital that you put in previous relationships. How does that then impact upon your current marriage now? Because you put in time, you put in, your emotions, you are vested. It's almost as though you've withdrawn everything that you had in your emotional bank. And then now, years later, you think you've healed, you've even forgotten the name of that person. You can't even remember how they look like. But you've been walking around for 3, 5, 6, 10 years thinking that you're okay. But literally, your emotional bank is overdrawn. And then now you get married. And this person, you want to love them, but you just do not have that capacity. How can someone like that come away from that running? Because it's also a form of running.
It's the full speed.
It's also a form of running.
They've got new Kipchoge sneakers.
Yeah. So how do you make that transition from a bad relationship, and now it's been 5 years, there's been time, and you think you've healed, but then there's just this loop that you keep falling on this fault line. You're not able to move away from it in your marriage, and you don't even understand that it's because this is how I was treated in my previous relationship, so I'm not able to see this situation in a different way because I have a scar that I'm just not able to heal from.
The biggest issue there, number one, is judgment. Because, and I'm saying judgment, using judgment as a strong word, but judgment is the key word here.
Yeah.
Because judgment means that I'm choosing subconsciously to judge you on what you never did. You see, I'm choosing to judge you on what you never did. And I've made a decision in my mind that you have to earn it. But I'm doing that because I've entered absolute selfishness.
Is it still selfishness or is it self-preservation?
No, because self-preservation, when it's coming out of a good place, is self-preservation. When it's coming from a place of a scar, that is selfishness. It's just a good word. It's just a very good word. It's just a good word. Yeah.
I'm trying to look at it, but in my mind, it's not computing.
Because
I almost feel that when you have a scar, I don't want to take the position of a victim, but something wrong has been done to me, right? And I am not emotionally, psychologically, or mentally able to even understand that it's because of that thing that happened that I react to you when you do a certain thing to me. So I'm already on the back foot, okay? And it's coming from a scar. But my reaction is the way it is because I'm unable to walk out of it. It's not selfishness. It's like I just don't know how to come out of this loop.
Yeah, but in the process, there are decisions and personal vows and discussions we make in ourselves that don't take into account that the relationship has two people.
Yeah, that
is where the selfishness comes in.
Yeah.
I don't take into account that there are two people
But
here.
we can't call it selfishness. I think I would say maybe an awareness. Because if you know that it's because of the vows that you made, if you know that it is because of this scar that you're unable to, I think someone in their willingness to fight for the marriage would walk away from those things.
Again, if it was self-preservation, someone comes and says, listen, in my previous relationship, I used to buy my girlfriend flowers. And one time, I realized that when I buy her flowers, there was another man buying her flowers. And that left a scar in me.
Yeah.
But because of that, I've been afraid to buy women flowers. But I'm going to be buying you flowers. Okay? I'm willing to try and buy you flowers. Let's see how this works. You see? Now, I'm not saying react the way she should have, but I've told you that this to me is a trigger. So maybe if I send you flowers and you don't say thank you, I quickly remember that there's a day I sent her flowers, she never said thank you. Kumbe because she received flowers from two men. So she did not know to say thank you to. So she got confused. So now I'm thinking, now I've already, so if you don't say, I come and by the way, I sent you, I've already told you, but I did by the way, I sent you flowers and you never, and you never said thank you. And I give you the room to explain, like, actually today I just had a busy day, or blah, 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 whatever. But again, I go back to, but I understand. I understand where this is coming from. And quickly I begin already, because you have already had a conversation, there's a way I know how to mitigate. Now, that is part one. Part two is this, is that I used to buy my ex flowers. And when I was buying her flowers, she had another boyfriend in the process who was talking to her. I mean, I'm buying her flowers and this guy is taking her out. Yeah. I'm buying her flowers, this guy is taking her out. My mind is that if I invest in a relationship and start buying a chick flowers, then it looks like I'm weak. Because I was taken advantage of because of doing that. So what do? I don't even tell you about it. I used to send her flowers. Yeah, my ex used to buy her flowers. End of story. I'm not bringing you to a discussion whereby you're saying, what am I doing? I'm protecting myself from being hurt again.
Yeah.
I'm preserving myself from being hurt again. But I am overlooking a critical part. What's the critical part? Is that you are waiting for your husband to send
buy
you
you
flowers.
flowers,
Yes.
yes.
So I've become selfish in my decision because I have removed that which you need from me. I've decided what you need does not matter. The point is that I will not do this because I was hurt the other time, therefore you will have this privilege. What happens is this, is that we get married for 30 years. We were with our ex for 2 years, but our ex had the best part of us.
Wow.
And the 30 years, our spouses have never met us. They have never seen. Our spouses are dreaming.
For 30 years, you're running.
You're 30
For 30
years, you're running.
you're honestly just drifting apart.
Mulienda, 30 years, if you look well, if your ex comes to a meeting and sits with your husband, your ex can talk about things about you or your wife. Your ex can say things about your wife. Hey, we had 8 months of our life. This guy is funny. This guy is so spontaneous. This guy is this. Oh, let me tell you, by the way, is this. And someone wonders, did I marry a clone?
Yeah.
Did I marry what did I marry? I got the Chinese story, not the Chinese story. The second hand version.
Where? Okay.
Sorry.
We'll cut that out.
The other version. The other version, yes. Something. Was I conned?
Yeah.
Was I conned? What did I get?
What about the ex that instigated the trauma?
How?
That now they're in marriage. Like you see, we've been looking at the ex from the perspective of the one who was hurt, the one who put in everything and nothing worked out. What about the ex that was taking advantage of everything that the other person that was pouring into the relationship, and then now they've gotten married? How does running look like for that partner?
You see, you're basically married to a person who's a taker.
Yeah.
And there are people in marriage who
Consumer.
Yeah, they consume. They literally just consume. And the problem when you marry a consumer is that you must have a lot of stock. Because consumers will take, and consumers know how to complain when they don't have. So the funny thing about consumers is that they'll always blame, because I'm trying to make this more practical. Let's take a few things in a marriage that a marriage needs in terms of lifestyle, right? How do you know a consumer in a marriage? Is the absence of initiative. They have no initiative in any matter, but they are willing to point out matters undone. They will say, oh, my husband never did this. Oh, my wife doesn't do this. They are likely to say what others did. Now, that's a person who you find that in the relationship they were before, there are two things. One is either the person was in a place where they overgave and they get tired of giving.
I was just thinking, when you said it, I saw that the one who overgave can also now become a consumer.
Yeah. So the one who overgave.
Yeah.
But there's one who was wired that they are God's gift to relationships, they must be given. But the truth is that those who seek to be given because they're God's gift to be given normally suffer from an inadequacy. They have nothing to give. And instead of them being vulnerable and saying they have nothing to give, they act macho. They're the ones, if it's a man, will tell his wife, why aren't you having sex?
Yeah.
Why don't you plan it? Why don't you do it? Don't you see? They'll always look for a way to make the other person feel as though they're not doing enough. And it's like, if you do just what I want you to do, you will see an awakening of a husband you've never seen. You will see a man walking
It never happens.
It never happens. You'll pour everything and pour your blood and sweat, nothing will move.
Yeah.
So that's normally the problem now that comes up with those instigators. The monomorphs, they're normally they're the ones who maybe.
And how is a taker born? Like, is it something that is just within them, or is it experiences that happen in their lives that make them like that? Is it something that's coming out of self-preservation, survival, selfishness? Is it just a sad story that happened when you were younger that developed you and made you into that kind of person?
There's always a sad story.
Yeah.
The problem is that marriage gives you an avenue to be. Marriage gives the avenue to bring your insecurity to the table.
willingly or unwillingly. Like you just leave.
You have to bring it to the table. You have
Yeah.
to bring it. Marriage doesn't give you a way out. You bring it to the table.
Yeah.
The problem is when you put it on the table, you see it stinks, you run. But you have to be willing to say, I've come into this marriage and these are my insecurities.
Yeah.
The problem that we never discuss insecurities. We never discuss insecurities. We never discuss insecurities. We never discuss. I'll give you a funny story of a lady who said that she has never, I mean, it's a marriage show, so I can say. She said that she has never had sexual relationship with the husband when the lights are on. She said the lights must be off. They have to be off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is she saying? Yeah. There's something else she's saying. So when the husband is complaining, I want the lights on. Why are the lights on? Actually, the lights must be off. They can't be off. Why are they fighting over lights?
Why are they fighting over lights?
Yeah. She's saying something else. Meaning that she has got a physical insecurity. Yeah. She has insecurity in herself, in her body. And she feels that when the lights are on and the husband sees her in her birthday suit, it's not something that she loves to be seen.
Could it also be something that she does not want to see?
I think if something she don't want to see, that's a good question. Can we discuss that matter?
Let's focus.
Can we discuss that matter? She might not be the
The
scene.
moment we just hear those things of, oh no, the lights have to be off. It's always like, no, the woman has an insecurity.
But these are clients that are genuine.
So you have the backstory.
So I've got the backstory. So this one is kind of,
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's kind of secure that
Yeah.
way. There's like a backstory there. But again, you look at that, you find that there's something that she was saying. That's what I was pushing with that. I was like, there's something she was saying. I think there's something she's trying to say.
Yeah.
So, and when we did the sessions and found that there's something she was actually really saying in the process. And you see now, he realized that there are things that were also gaps within himself. And it was an interesting thing because the biggest gap was that he was unable to just openly come and tell her, compliment her on how she looks, compliment her on how she was.
So he could not even, he did not know how to.
He did not know how to. And because of her, the way, it's a very funny thing because the way her insecurity was wired, was how his insecurity was wired, because he thought that she's not interested in him. So he couldn't joke, he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything. So they were always in a state where I can't move and she can't move, I can't move and she can't move. So it lasted for a while. So you look at it, as I'm saying, that there's always an insecurity in the marriage. There's always a person who maybe thinks that they are not maybe good enough, they're not interesting enough, they're not funny enough. The people who think, okay, maybe my spouse doesn't want to hear my stories anymore, or my husband doesn't want to hear my wife doesn't want to hear my stories anymore. They don't like what I do. All those things, you know. I mean, I had a couple where the guy said, my wife hates what I do. You know, she hates what I do, and she said, I actually hate what he does.
Oh.
I don't like it. I find it's very boring. His work is very boring.
Wow.
You know, and the guy said, so I can't talk to her about work. I can't talk to her. And that's what I love talking about. I love talking about work. I like talking about things, but she doesn't. And she doesn't like his job. I think his job is very boring. Wow. She was being very sincere and very open, but you could see him, he'd laugh. Yeah, I think it's boring. But later on, he came and told me, no. I mean, it bothers me because I don't have someone, like when I come home, I don't have an eagerness to tell her about my day, because my day involves my work, things that happen at work. We discovered this new thing. I'm into climate change. Want to talk to her about climate change. She's not interested in those things. What happens?
The drifting, the
Automatic
gap
begins.
it extends
immediately. Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. What about that situation where you're trying to close that gap, right? You've drifted away for so long and you're trying to close that gap. You can see it, you can feel the tension in the marriage, but you don't know how you can begin to fix it because you don't even know what it is. You know, the more the more you go through the years and the more the things pile on top of the things and life is happening, children are coming, you know, jobs are coming, new things are happening, hurtful things are happening. It's like that space just keeps. So you're 20 years in. Where do you start?
You have to go back to...
How do you refresh a marriage that's been drifting for Any amount of years. Where do you start?
You know, the more a marriage drifts, the louder the insecurities get. You'll find a man and a woman who don't talk as often. One of them thinks the other one is cheating. Why? An insecurity has come up.
Yeah, and you build scenarios in your head.
Yeah.
That are not even, they are baseless.
Yeah.
But you build, it's almost as though you write the script in your head and it actually comes to unfold within the marriage.
Yeah. So
Which is really scary as well.
Yeah, it's normally very, 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 very natural. You find a man who doesn't, I know of a man who doesn't talk to his wife as often. They have nothing to talk about. That's what he says. But again, he's always looking for where is she? Because he believes that if she's not talking to me, who then is making her happy?
Yeah.
Who then is making her talk?
Yeah.
Because remember that happiness is born from happenings. Yeah. So
that you experience together.
Yeah. So what is happening in her life that is making her happy, absent of me? Or you find a wife saying he has a life by himself. What's happening there? So you find that many times, even when a couple drifts apart, I'm just taking I've moved to my question a bit.
Yeah.
Is that we quickly forget that we need to. Thoughts have flashed in my head about the happenings, but you quickly have to go back to a place as a marriage and let's go back to the very beginning. Let's sit at the very beginning. What are the things that have been happening in our lives since? Where did I leave you?
Wow.
Where did I leave you?
That's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Where
it's
did I leave
a lot of reflection, a lot of digging.
And you have to not only have a bulletproof vest, but also you must have one that is made out of sponge. Because you're trying to extract data from someone who has already concluded that they'll never talk to you.
Wow.
You never listen anyway. You know, you already have the answers to what I try to tell you. You know, now you have already got the answer. So let me leave you alone.
Yeah.
So I've already have conclusions about you. As I said, that the problem with even what to do with our exes is we judge the person we are with on a crime they have never committed. We punish them for what they never did. We deny them. You see, there's a little that my husband has never experienced the best of me. So, meaning that we never held hands to run towards our dream together. And a very cliche question, which is normally very silly, is, what was your dream marriage? It's a very silly question. People don't reflect it. But, yeah. And I think
very difficult question to answer as well.
It's a difficult question to answer because you might never have thought about it. But you can think, but everyone knows this.
Yeah.
What kind of a husband did you want? Where the lady asked a man in a session in my office once, and I found it so profound. She asked the husband, where did I disappoint you? And the guy began jibba jabba, now. Men don't think about these things a lot. He packed it, concluded, packed the car, moved the extra, moved. He finished. He finished the discussion. So now he's extracting, but he began saying things. And he said like 4 things.
Yeah.
She couldn't compute. She couldn't understand. So I took my pen and I began to write for her on the board. This is what he's saying. This is what he's saying. And she's like, wow. I have never seen that. Then now, I told him, now, can you ask? Can she ask you?
That's a very raw conversation to have.
Yeah.
I would need a bulletproof vest, shock absorbers,
I thought
oxygen mask.
I thought I was God's gift to marriage. I thought God blessed you with Himself. Yeah, the rib didn't come from the man; it came from God Himself. I am the rib that God gave Himself for you. Then suddenly you find that oops, the guy has actually. And many people that's what they just check out. So part of refreshing a marriage, the refresh pages, we have to go back and look at. Then when I began disappointing you, because it's always cut. It's like a saw. Marriage is like a saw. It cuts like this, cuts like this, cuts like this, cuts. So you can never know who began cutting. We have to ask ourselves questions that what are the lifestyles that came up in the marriage that have helped us to drift apart? What are the things that have come up that are very subconscious but are very strong that make it difficult for us to talk? Yeah, that make it difficult for us to do things together. What are the things that have come up that we have been doing them for so long?
Is there one antidote that a couple can take to completely refresh? Because sometimes so much has happened, honestly. Even within 1 week, a lot can happen. A lot is said, a lot is unsaid, a lot of conclusions are drawn, a lot of things are hanging loose. Like it's almost a mess. It's a web. What is one thing that a couple can do? Is it just like, okay, I forgive you. I don't even know what I'm forgiving, but I'm just cleaning my slate. I'm cleaning yours, and we're starting afresh. Is that the refresh button? And can couples do that?
We have to go back to the issue of the ex. How many people are willing to say, I'm looking for a weird example. Can I get a silly example? I gave my ex my car. This is a lady saying, I gave my ex my car. He went and carried slay queens in the car. Now I've met another man.
There's no way.
I'll still give him the car because I believe he's different.
So right from the get-go.
You see?
We are closing the gap right from the beginning.
That's one of the problem. Because the biggest problem with the gap is that you've said a lot of things have happened.
A lot.
Yes, but again, as they're happening, the marriage is getting worse. It's getting worse. When do we stop and say, fine, you've gone as far as the east is from the west. Now it's to go, okay, corner. Now we start coming back. Let's go back to basics now. What do you like to do now? Yeah, many things happen. You are young. The problem that we hold on to things even that people did when they were young. Yeah, we were young. We got married at 21. I mean, there are things we did when we were young.
Yeah, we're not the same now that we were.
What have you learned from them? Yeah. No matter what it was in the middle, let's say there have been children, there have been affairs, there have been fights. There are many things we do when we were young. But now let's talk now as people who have gone through that journey. Where were we then? Let's bring to the table. And we just have a less judgment conversation in the sitting room about it.
Yeah.
And just drink hot cocoa. I like talking about hot cocoa a lot. Just drink some hot cocoa or yogurt. And the yogurt is good for the stomach. Ulcers. Tabasco sauce.
Probiotics, yeah.
The Tabasco stays down. And we just begin to have that discussion. Okay, let's discuss. Again, as we grew and life happened, what insecurities built in you? Did you come to a place you felt, I never needed you anymore? Are there things I do now that make you feel I can live without you? At times people do those things subconsciously. Yeah, we said, I may have now the money now. I can buy my car. I can go do my own things. Who am I leaving you with? What are we doing? There are many things that come in together, which you look at our lifestyles, our patterns. If we go into lifestyles, I think we'll spend here a whole night because lifestyles are something else that it's another huge issue because lifestyles also come to cover, and now we have got very many covering things. Right now we have very many covering things. Right now the lifestyles, many years ago, the lifestyle was we raise the children. Now the lifestyles have come to many things. Now we have got TV, we have got phones, we have got what. There are many things.
It's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, so now
it's as though we have to, review really what marriage is and how to work around the whole parenting thing, careers. There's so much that's just changed in society, in culture, that just make it that much more difficult. And we need couples who are completely intentional. Like you're in the marriage and your eyes are open every single day, every moment, every season. You're looking out. You're looking out for the cracks, and you're quickly going to, seal that crack. You're quickly going to cover. You're quickly going to hold and support each other. And I feel like couples, we honestly need to be reminded every day that marriage is not for children. Marriage is for fully grown adults who are thinking, who are intentional, who want the best for their union. It just doesn't come easy. And it's not an easy road to walk. It's a very intentional and raw process that we have to continually go through to keep that marriage fresh and to close those gaps.
Yeah, I mean, remember do something that again someone said many years ago. And one of the guys who really shaped how we look at things.
Yeah.
He said that when a couple wants to talk in the house, it's necessary. Yeah, yeah. Turn off the TV, put things down, have a conversation. I think now and I said this before because we look at it's a Pandora's box we're going to open, which we'll deal with next time. But I'm looking at, for example, why do children love the TV more? Because the TV is always available. You see, the TV is available, and because the TV is available, the TV is reliable. You get. So if the cartoon begins at 9, it begins at 9.
Yeah.
It ends at 9:30, ends at 9:30. It's very predictable. The TV does not leave the room and leave the child there. The TV is there for the child to look at.
Yeah.
The child takes the gadget and holds the gadget. The world is there with giving the child full attention. The child doesn't feel as though that cartoon is preoccupied with something else. The child feels this cartoon is here for me. Now, the danger with that in our world today, and it's killing our marriages, is that we have tools that are also accessible very quickly. And so you find that, and you see this at times, even with us at times, whereby we can enter the car and we are tired, and we won't even have a discussion about, hey, by the way, I'm very exhausted today. Hey, it was a bit, but how are you feeling? There are times over the car, we won't even check in, how are you going? What are you feeling now? Or the day has been good, or whatever. No. We enter and quickly. It is easier because to pick up the phone and just go to the phone and start looking on. Go to,
shopping.
News, shopping,
Online
whatever. And you see, it's because those things have less demand. They demanded nothing from us.
We demand from it. I want you to show me this. I need to understand. I'm researching. You're calling the shots.
You're calling the shots. So, and the person across me is demanding.
Yeah.
But this is not demanding. So in the process, I'd rather go to this that doesn't demand from me. In the process, what does it do? It is always an easier life to live when there's no demand. Any relationship that has no demand is normally the safest relationship for any person.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Might as well not get into the relationship then. Because demand is constant.
Yeah, but people like those ones that don't demand. Those people have, that's why you find that affairs are there. When the marriage ends and the affair becomes the marriage, it breaks. Because the affair thrived because there was no demand. Once the demand is placed, it breaks. So you find that children would love to watch TV more than play outside because the TV doesn't demand. They'll sit at the TV, won't demand. Yeah. My phone does not demand. Yeah. And that's why if people, there's no power. You see people in the house are stressed. There's no electricity. Why? Because
how did we survive without
there's a demand now. We have to talk as a family. We have to have fun as a family now.
The Wi-Fi is not
working.
Wi-Fi
is not working. There's a demand now. I'll be demanded, and I don't want to be demanded. I'm okay not being demanded. That's the danger. And the more it's very addictive to connect to non-demanding things. It's very addictive. It's very easy. In the process, it is easier to drift apart.
Because you've become used to this little gains, quick gains. The dopamine is like always quick.
You're used to that.
You're not able to apply yourself, to think further, to come out of your comfort zone, to see about the other person, to serve, to be of service.
We go now. That's why you find even when you have conflict, it's easier for a couple to take their phones and go. People are pissed off, they take their phone. Or they're having a discussion, someone picks up the phone, they begin to look. Why? It's because I'd rather go where there's no demand. I'd rather run where I'm not demanded. But in truth, what am I saying? Emotional capacity is not there. And finish with this, we saw with our children when we took away gadgets and told them no gadgets. How creative they became.
They are so creative. They did not become creative. Their creativity just came out. It manifested. Like, wow, I didn't know you could do this. They came together. They looked for things that they could do together that was not involving just sitting in front of the box, which was amazing. I think we should keep that on a regular.
That's it for today.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We've been discussing a lot of things, so leave your comments, your questions, anything you want to say down below. And we hope to see you next time again. This has been Marriage Kindergarten, the ABCs of making it work. See you next time.